I ain't gonna apologize for my blackness. I'm
Um,
sorry.
which kind of leads me to this isn't part of the show yet. So I was talking to someone. Um,
And what they say.
they were saying that they were saying that it's hard for, or a lot of black women are saying that it's hard to find a black man out here in these streets.
Nigga, that's the problem right there. Stop looking in the street.
Well, I mean, just in general. Like,
Okay.
so
Wait, did they use the word streets or did they say in general?
no, that I use streets,
Oh, okay.
but yeah. So I mean, I kind of told them, I was like, well, I mean, in my experience, I love plenty of African American women. Only problem is that they didn't love me back. So there came a point in time in my life where I was like, well, I'm just gonna love who loves me.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. So
See,
it wasn't a very
we,
deep conversation. Like there was no, it wasn't like an argument. We were just discussing it.
yeah, there's too much separation with this. Yes, we do have different skin tones and stuff, but like you said, man, if we all got cut open, if all 8 million or billion of us got cut open, nigga, we had the same shit on the inside. Does that really matter? Everything is all about separation and shit, nigga. Religion, you gonna be this one, that one. You're Democratic Republic, nigga. You're black, I'm white, nigga. Like, man, we
Well,
all.
that's the only way to differentiate between each other. That's like NFL teams, right? So you have 32 teams in the league. If they all had the same colors and the same emblems, there wouldn't be a differentiation. In other words, you love the Kansas City Chiefs, right? I,
Of
I
course I do.
I love the Bears, but now imagine if they were all wearing the same uniform.
Yeah, but one team would still be the Chiefs, the other one would still be the Bears. That's why they give us names. That's
But,
distinguishes us apart.
and that's why they give us names. And welcome back to Talking About the Hour. We your host TJ Van Allen Poe, back once again with the latest and greatest. T, what's happening, man? A week's gone by. Um, how was your weekend, or how was the week leading up to this week?
Oh, it's cool, man. We just got a brand new puppy, a little girl. She's hella cute. Spent the weekend, tending to her, making sure she's safe and good. And she's about to take a boo boo. So,
Nice. Yeah, it's my house.
never mind. She got the pad. Good job, Bill. Good job, baby.
It's like, yes, my house. I'll share where I want to.
Mm.
Um,
Now you
anything
get
else?
your ass whooped and that's it. No, basically, just tending to the little pups. That's it.
So
Got to see the Chiefs. Throw down.
yeah, I saw my Bears lose once again to horrible call plays by the referees. But you know what? I'm very happy. I'm very content with our
You
quarterback.
should be optimistic, man.
No. I am. I'm very optimistic. Speaking of that, like our quarterback, he's going to be a superstar.
He's the
Um,
truth.
yeah. All we need is a D line, some offensive linemen, and like one receiver, and we're straight.
Yeah,
Our secondary's good. Our linebackers are okay, but we have no pass rush. And a lot of people, especially Bears fans, complain, well, you got rid of Smith and you got rid of the D lineman, but they weren't doing anything anyway.
yeah, not in that system.
So it's like, okay, so what are you complaining about? I mean, Justin Fields has shown up, and I think he's going to be a problem for the league for the next 10 years.
I agree with that one. I agree with that. And this nigga
Uh,
had like what over 160 yards rushing in back-to-back games. No quarterback has ever done that since the 1940s. They said
yeah.
not Michael Vick, not Steve Young, not none of them. Man, it was, it was Justin Fields. Man, I mean, as a Bears fan, man, for you, I'd be excited, man.
I mean,
It's just it's
for
just
me,
fun watching him play.
yeah, for me, the crazy part is they're not even design runs. I mean, there are like the
Yeah,
last one last week, that was a design run, but
he
most of
got
them
some
aren't
ad
design
libs in
runs.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got some ad libs in there,
He can
and
he can
it's
definitely extend the play.
but even just watching, shout out to Red Zone because that shit is cool. Even just watching them, because and it was just fun to just watch them. I like offense to have the big runs and shit like that, and to see a quarterback do it, cause and to be able to check the ball. I mean, you're right. Once he gets the line, and then I think he got his receiving core and his running backs.
He
Y'all
has his
just
he
need a
has his
line.
running backs for sure. Running backs, I think, but I think we need another speedy receiver on the outside and move Mooney to the middle as a slot, and
You
then make
got
him a problem against like linebackers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got Chase Claypool to play outside. He may not be speedy, but that's the
Right.
what
That's what I'm
counters
saying.
speed. What counters speed is that height. So
Right. But what I'm saying is we have Chase Claypool, but we need another receiver also to where your
y'all got
safeties, to
y'all
where your
got
safeties.
Byron Pringle, man. What y'all talking about, man? Y'all
Okay.
got him from us
But why isn't he on the Chiefs?
because man, we ain't had no room for
Oh,
him.
no. I wish they had him back now. Juju got rocked up, but hey, you know,
nigga lay out Juju because Juju is back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was talking their head about him, but Juju is back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no nigga, it ain't gonna be no 66 or what is it, 97 catches for 800 yards, bro. It's gonna be 97 catches for like 1100. Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
But
Nah, it ain't no we'll see, boy. He already averaging like 13 yards a catch now,
but how many catches does he get a game?
like 5, 6. I
That's my point exactly. Um,
don't. Then that skipped right over my head. I don't know what the hell you was talking about for your point, then.
well, I mean, he was a former number one receiver, right?
Okay.
And so he's only getting what targeted. Let's say he gets targeted 8 passes a game, okay, and only makes 5 catches. Being a former number one receiver, you would expect him to be sought after more by the quarterback. But he's never been a deep threat. He's been
Ow,
like a
nigga.
listen to what I'm saying. He's never been a deep threat. He's been a punishing wide receiver who catches the
Okay.
ball, but they've conformed him to be more of a possession receiver now.
Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
respect that. That's your opinion. Bless you back. But I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that. Yes, any receiver, it doesn't matter. Even Tyreek Hill had to take the back seat when Travis Kelsey was on the field because Kelsey is the number one option. And so any receiver that comes to the Chiefs is going to be the number two option. It doesn't matter. We're not going to force, even if Devontae Adams came to the Chiefs, we wouldn't be force feeding him the ball like that. We'd be spreading the ball around just like we
I
do.
kind of understand what you say. Well, see,
Oh,
Tyreek is
wait, wait, wait.
hold on.
Okay.
Tyreek is a different animal because he might not get a lot of balls thrown to him, but he's so dynamic to where he can actually catch the ball 5 yards and take it for 75 yards. So I get what you're saying, but I kind of don't because he's so explosive that his touches really don't matter or don't mean as much as it does for Juju.
Juju has two catches that he took. He caught it like 12 yards and took like 60 this year.
Okay. So this is week what, 9, 10? So how many of those 12-yard catches would Tyreek take to the house?
Um, Maybe a few.
All right. All
Mhm.
right, man. That's besides the point. Um, yeah,
It's the
so
NFL. Anything can happen. I mean,
yeah, so my weekend, man, I think one of the scariest things about being a parent is the parent teacher conference.
why?
Well, because your kid comes home from school. How was school? Oh, it was good. It was great. They really don't tell you what they've been up to, right? Just like when we were young, you kind of leave out the details about what's really happening in class.
Yeah, nigga, because we was bad.
but luckily, you know, Ari's doing great, so there's no need to even
So
have
what was you
meetings.
worried for then?
No, I mean, you're still worried about, you know, the things that your child doesn't tell you. So, like you said, you were bad, right? You know, I'm not saying a bad student, but inside class, you know, you could be cutting up, being a jokester, whatnot. You know, I think one of my things was I was too talkative, right? So you would want to, hopefully, you don't get that little bad report.
What, is she talking too much?
No, no, no. So it was very pleasant. So I told the teacher, I was like, yeah, so next time only contact us if there's an issue.
Damn, Al, you an asshole, man.
No, I'm not. See, I'm actually looking out for that teacher because if there's no issue, that means he gets an extra 20-minute period to just, kick back, drink some coffee,
What if he
hang
just
out.
likes your company though?
I don't know him like that.
So like nigga, you ain't open to friends and or I mean,
I don't, that, but that's a slippery slope. You can't be friends with your child's teacher.
you can be acquaintances, like, you can chop
Uh,
it up.
yeah, I'm cool with him. Like, hey, how's it going? Things are going good, but I'm not gonna hit him
Oh,
up.
okay.
I won't hit
It
him up.
was
I'm not gonna hit him up on his off day. Like, hey, what's happening? You want to come
yeah.
watch the game? No.
I mean, maybe if what's it called was bad and shit.
Yeah, you got
But
you got extra homework, but nah. Um,
yeah, I
what
actually just
else?
got in touch with my daughter again, so I'm happy about that.
And how's that going?
Uh, it's a little, it's a little shyness going around, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good. We building the wall, you know what I'm saying? We building that foundation. We still got the foundation. We just got to build the house in here.
That's good.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, houses can be built up and torn down, but as long as the structure and the foundation is strong, you know what I'm saying?
It can be rebuilt.
Exactly. You got something to build on. What else? Oh,
Nigga,
yeah. So we were supposed to record yesterday, but I wanted to sit back and watch your homeboy Big T give his
why
acceptance
you always
speech.
calling niggas my homeboy? You the one that wanted to watch it and shit. I checked out the YouTube clips. I knew what I let me be honest, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
knew
your
he was
homie,
gonna do
cuz.
that.
It's your
I
homie.
knew he's gonna do that because that's the only way he can get out. He can get out of, you know, excuse me. He can get out of trouble right now. And I mean, good for him because he knows the loopholes. He knows how to, you know, what is it, bend the law or
Right,
bend
right,
it.
right.
I mean, shit. If I was in the same situation, I'd do the same damn thing. So
Yeah, it's kind of funny because when I text you that, you're like, "Why are you watching that?" And I was like, "Well, I just want to hear what he has to say." So I probably spent like a good like 8 minutes, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm done with this." Click,
bro, he says the same stuff every
click him.
time, man. I mean,
Yeah, I was
if it's
done.
not if he's not pointing the finger at somebody or trying to, cap on somebody or, whatever the fuck, then he's saying the same thing. It's
And this
no
is not,
different.
go ahead, finish.
Oh no, that was it.
And
Same
this
thing, no difference.
and this is not a political podcast. But now you have Trump running and you have Kanye running. Um,
Hey, I gotta say this though, because Kanye said something I wanted to bring up about Trump when he in his interview. He's like, remember back in the day, all the rappers and shit like that. They always used to mention Trump in their raps and shit.
right.
I mean,
Do it big like Trump.
yeah, like I mean, we
Well, I mean, it was like finding
he
out a
was in, he
homie.
was an asshole then. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's just now he's like what we cannot deny though, man, is the dude has never changed,
yeah,
not
he's
once.
remained the same. Yeah,
Not once. So I don't know why we're expecting like this drastic. Oh, Trump's just gonna be since he's gonna be president again, he's gonna be a nice guy. No, man, like This nigga's been doing this shit for years on top of years, guys. Like the only thing is now is he has a platform, bless you, and shit like that. So I
Yeah. I think the whole thing is like back when they were like not praising him, but using his name in lyrics was that
we didn't know that
they're
nigga bank
they're
account. We didn't know
yeah,
his finances, cash.
well that
we,
that that but like he didn't I don't think they thought like oh like I think they thought he was like one of us, like the way he's doing business, like yeah, get it big like Trump, but then they didn't realize like oh he could just turn against us like that, and niggas was like oh hold up, guys, like we done best for you all these years, and you showing shit on us like that.
nigga, I'm gonna keep it 100 because I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a what's that?
Independent.
Yeah, I'm independent. So whatever. I mean, whoever wins the race, I already know it's gonna be a Democrat or Republican that's gonna win the race. I don't give a shit as long as it doesn't affect me.
So, I mean, they're all for the same team, so it's
Mm,
going to affect us. Period.
yeah, I mean, I don't really.
But does that mean?
They're all crooked. Period.
Well, I look at it this way. I don't see our current president going a second term.
He had
Oh,
a lot to deal with, though. I'm gonna keep
right,
100. He has a lot to deal with. He may not be the best president, but he has to deal with a lot. He's cleaning up a lot.
right. But what I'm saying is, he barely won the first time, and now with his approval rating, and a lot of people don't understand that shit about politics. Like, I hate that. Is that like you want to blame the current president for the past president's fault? Like, especially in the United States, if you think about it, look at all the presidents that we've had since we've been alive, right? From Reagan. I think that's the first one that I remember. So think about
Yeah,
how long we've been, between Democrats and Republicans, how much we've like undone what the other one's doing.
that's. I mean,
It
this
doesn't
may
make sense.
sound all. This may sound all fucked up or whatever, but the new world order, whatever the hell it is, if it's supposed to be a bad thing, then uh, okay, I'm not for it. But maybe it could be a good thing if it was done the right way.
So who's that candidate though? There's no like,
Oh no, no, I don't know who the candidate
okay,
is, but
because it's like
or
it's like it's like
maybe shit, fuck it, just
anybody can
make it be
run.
the United Nations, man. Like let the UN run the fucking world, shit. Like everybody, like a specific speaker from every nation, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They go into, whatever the caucus, whatever the fuck it is, and they talk about shit for the whole world.
Yeah,
And
but
everybody is represented. All what is it, 300 countries or whatever the fuck.
mhm. Yeah, I don't see that happening either.
Hell no, that ain't happening.
Because everyone's gonna have every country will have an issue. Because like if you don't live in that area, if you're not from
You don't know what's
that
going
place,
on.
yeah, you don't know what's going on. So if you're trying to do a blanket statement for everyone to live by, that's not going to work. You're always going to have rebellion, and I think that's one thing about humans is, which is dumb. It's like, so okay, I love the country I was born in. I wouldn't rather be any place else. But it's just kind of funny how um, when we left England and fought against England,
We
now
didn't leave England.
no, I mean as a country, right? As as we separated from England as the United States, right? So we left England because we didn't like their rules, but yet we still implemented those same rules into the U.S. Doesn't
Well,
make any damn sense
they
because
used it as a like an infrastructure thing, or what is it like a what is that like a map kind of or outline, and then we did adopt a lot of their rules. We
so
adopted a lot of their rules to this day.
which doesn't make sense. Like, why would you adopt something that you don't want to want to be a part of?
Well, that's the thing is when we came over and they wrote the U.S. Constitution, the rules were. It seems like the rules were split. It wasn't. But they also had some terminology in the Constitution that the District of Columbia, whatever the hell, and it just what, man, fuck that. I'm gonna say that. What the law is the law, but there are loopholes and ways you can get around a lot of this shit because of like it is like because of District of Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Certain things like that it's it's crazy what we can do.
I'm still wondering.
Mm,
Well, I'm not wondering, but I still ask myself, like, why is it Washington D.C.? So, District of Columbia.
yes.
Has anyone ever asked? Okay, what Columbia is that? All right, let's move forward because you know what I'm saying we already pressed on that. So
Well, there's a lot that just to be. I mean, nah, we did press on it. I just want to say one last thing though.
let them think about that though.
Young Thug's case. If his lawyer is as good as everybody keeps saying he is, man, there's stuff that I even found loopholes in his case that could be presented, written in a motion that to where people could, I'm not saying I can get him out, but
Right.
I'd make the judge think, because like even when I was in jail, nigga, I was sitting there, I don't know what Young Thug is doing while he's in jail. Apparently he's just trying to call a bunch of people and have them say shit so he still stays relevant. But nigga, I was in that jail computer, nigga. I mean, daily. I mean, like for hours, nigga, looking up statutes and laws and shit. Nigga, trying to find ways to get my ass up out of there. And so, like, I was filing motions and shit like that. And then, I'm sure the people in the courtrooms like, damn, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like I'm not in there playing cards. I'm not in there, I'm doing my push up and shit like that. But when I'm not doing that shit, man, my books was the computer and laws. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Freeway Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you supposed to do, man. When you go to jail, it's not you don't go there to chill and hang out with your homies. Oh, nigga, I've been in here. Oh, nigga, oh, they caught me doing this. Like, y'all niggas got shit backwards, man. When you go to jail, you supposed to get out and better yourself.
Yeah.
And
Or not go at all.
granted, I didn't learn that until the last time I went to jail, but you know, it's better late than never.
Oh, of course, of course. You know, and I'm sure those who have been there have learned valuable lessons on, what to do, what not to do, and
The smart people have, yes.
just chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just chill out, man.
Speaking of that, I want to. I know we winging it a little bit, but I want to touch on the Kanye thing, man, because it's a lot being said by this dude, and I just want to say that I think now is the repent. We're seeing the repent stage of all his stuff that he did in the past. And now he's trying to repent and save his soul before he passes on to
He
the
ain't trying to
next.
save his soul, nigga. They yanked his bank account, nigga. See that, like,
Nigga, he's spilling beans, man.
no, what I'm saying is like his whole
Oh, you
attitude
saying
about,
he's saying that because they took his money,
yeah.
not because he's trying to save his soul.
If they never took his money,
Mm.
he'd still be
He wouldn't be
spewing the
saying
same
that.
rhetoric.
Mm.
Like, only thing that he said was, "Yeah, I'm a billionaire. They can't touch me. Adidas can't. They can't get rid of me." And next day it was like, "Yeah, all ties are cut, nigga. Now you have 400 million. Now where you at on the Forbes list?" And from that, guess who became a billionaire after that? Probably like 3 or 4 days.
Ooh.
Diddy.
Oh, because he stood up for him. Yeah. I
No,
can't. I'm man.
no, 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 no. You're only getting See, you're only
See,
getting.
I'm
You can only have a select few, homeboy. Like, in
nah, man.
that case, okay. In that case,
Fuck that. I'm about to go in.
if
All right,
there's
good.
all right, so if there's opportunity to make money, and anyone can have a business and make money, right? So my question is, why are there only a select few of minorities, and I'm speaking of all minorities, right, that can be at the top to represent us? Like, I'm sure Kanye has said things we don't agree with, and but yet he like he's in those rooms and he's speaking for us. Nah, nigga, I don't know you. You're not speaking for me, right?
True.
Kind of
Well,
like, okay, kind of like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, right? One was speaking about peace, one was talking about action. So the ones who were speaking for peace, the other side, like, no, you're not speaking about, you're not speaking for me, right?
mm,
And the opposite side was saying the exact same thing, like, no, we don't want no peace. We need to make action, make moves, right? So my question is, why is there only a certain few of us? And it seems like, I don't know, man. I like this. All right, a lot of niggas got paid off, man. I'm just gonna say it. So people get paid off and get paid all this money to just be quiet, but yet you can only talk about certain things. Don't get too involved. Just mention it to where those in your community can get riled up, like yeah, but you won't speak about it again.
if that's the case, then why did Diddy become a billionaire then? Because he spoke up.
But he didn't.
He's
But he didn't speak in a brash tone. He didn't show out. He didn't show his ass. That's the difference.
no, he went and he got on Kanye for him. So, oh, thank you, Diddy. Here's $1 billion
He
for
didn't. He didn't show his
stand
ass. Yeah, he didn't show his ass.
nigga. Fuck that. Minister Minister Louis Farrakhan, Minister Farrakhan said like he said something that resonated with me when he said like, okay, Kanye has $1 billion, right? But if it was taken from him so easily, did he really have the $1 billion?
Well, he got it so easily as well. You got to think when he was broke before he got his $1 billion. Remember when he was financially in strains and shackles, right, so to speak. But he was hurting for money. Then all of a sudden, he inked all these deals and got $1 billion.
See, well, see, it's deeper than that though. Did he really have that $1 billion after you sign your name on that contract? Someone is giving you that money, but there's someone that's owning that contract. It's just not like nobody owns it or something like that. You're signing that contract for somebody that's
Yeah,
higher than you.
I need that in
And
my
so
account. Not perpetuity. I need that money in my account ASAP.
like yeah, it's like the difference between like Kanye and like a pro like say Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson was guaranteed, like, his money was guaranteed and it was given to him the day he signed his name on that dotted line for his contract. Guess what? That money was given to him and you can't take it back. The only reason Kanye was a billionaire is because he had a deal with Adidas for, what I'm saying, 500 million for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so that at the end of that deal, that makes him a billionaire. So since he signed his name on that contract, even though he didn't get the money yet, he was a billionaire.
Yeah, but you didn't complete your you didn't fulfill your contract.
So that's the whole point is, man, like, yeah, you didn't fulfill your contract, but the way Deshaun Watson got it, like it doesn't like that. The all 234 million is his. That's guaranteed money. That's his. Like nigga, you can't like you can't be like, oh, because you didn't fulfill your contract. Well, you could kind of because there's stipulations in the contract, but I mean, just no, not in his contract. Nope. There is no stipulation,
Nah,
nigga.
nigga, yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
fulfill all this. Like,
So what I was saying was Deshaun Watson, yeah, got as soon as he signed his line, I mean, as soon as he signed his contract, they gave him a check for $234 million. which was guaranteed money.
Right.
And yes, he could still be fined to where he would have to pay, some of his money back, but he still got the whole chunk right away. Kanye got the billion. His billions
It wasn't
weren't
it wasn't
given.
completed. Like he won't get it
No,
unless
yeah,
he
what?
completes the term of the
Yeah,
contract.
yeah. So that's what I was thinking. Like when Minister Farrakhan said well, did he really have it? Like, no, yes, Forbes said he was a billionaire in Forbes, but nigga, he didn't even have that money yet.
Right.
So that's just resonated with me because I was just like, damn, that's true. Okay. It's like, and
He
then
was
I was
putting
just
all
thinking,
his eggs in one basket. Like, oh yeah, I
yeah,
got this already. Yeah.
yeah, even though that he still has to put 400 million, Forbes has to put 400 million, but it's 400 million. Like, nigga,
Yes,
who,
yeah, it's still a lot.
nigga, yeah, nigga.
I mean,
But I'm gonna tell you one thing though, man. The different thing is, we all see that Kanye's a genius, or we think he's a good businessman and all that shit, man. But what do we? What is it to say? Like, if you have to do all this shit and move a certain way and be a certain way, and then you can get this money. Like, we need to be the ones that are giving out the money, paying people to do this shit. Like, there's nobody up there like that for us no more. Like, if Kanye was smart, because he would have took whatever his thing was and bought the rights to Yeezy itself, or just be like, nah, nigga, keep that billion, because let me take over Yeezy and let me get or let me get what is it, the majority in the Yeezys. Y'all can still have y'all cut. Nigga, keep your billion. Let me just keep the majority in Yeezy.
but I'm thinking, well, this is just my opinion. Like when it comes to Kanye, I don't know if he's a great businessman.
No, no, I don't think you.
I know that he has great ideas. He knows how to get the product out there, and he has great ideas to
Right.
do so. But I don't think he has the business acumen to actually get it moving. So he looks towards these companies to get this going. You know what I mean?
But to see, that's what we need to start doing, is learning how to, like, if I did have $1 billion right now, okay, say if I was the dude who won, the mega jackpot or whatever the fuck, right? I would know now with my knowledge that I wouldn't be able to flip that billion and have another billion in the next day. But over time, I'd be able to, accumulate more, and I would be in a better place to where nobody can actually take my billion from me, because I would be doing real estate. I'd be setting up, these businesses. I'd be doing, like, niggas, like, you're Kanye. The reason why Yeezy went off is because you're Kanye. Do your own shoe, man. But he's not business savvy enough to do that.
But he couldn't do it by himself, so he needed those companies
Right.
to back him up in order to get that product out there. So,
And that's where we be falling short all the time.
speaking of not falling short, um, Dave Chappelle. So,
Oh man.
a lot of us have seen his monologue on SNL this past weekend.
And I just seen that. I gotta say something. I just seen that he did the 42 fake on him. He did like a like a play one before, so then it was like, oh yeah, that one's cool. And then he went out there and did something totally different, and they was like, what the fuck is
Oh,
Dave doing?
really?
Yeah. And so, like, he gave him the 42 fake, and it was like, oh yeah, it's funny, it's witty, and it's Saturday Night Live. And then he went out there and nigga just dropped a bomb on him. And they was like, ooh, damn.
Hey, when you say that, that reminds me of a freshman year when we had the talent show, and we didn't have one after that because of Dinky. So you remember he performed his rap song and he was cursing through it the whole song. And then he invited every nigga from their projects on stage, cuz the projects, PJC is in the projects. And parents like, what is going on? I think he got suspended. He yeah, he got suspended for what, a week or something like that. Like after that.
Oh man, protect black art, man.
He gave him straight okie doke, like, yeah, I'm gonna do something like this. He probably was like, he probably gave him like a LL Cool J song about love and stuff. Like, yeah, I love my girl, and came on there and was like, nah, hit these niggas with something real, cuz that was laughs, dude. And,
uh,
and Michael Lewis, cuz that shit have you rolling, man.
man,
But back
going against the system and said, "Oh, you know what? I know we talked about Kanye briefly. We got on him a little bit, but I want to talk about this Kyrie situation too, as far as with Dave Chappelle,
which is
because
kind of funny that he said that.
right, and so it's to be honest, man. I think now it's just they're just trying to make everything being said, and when I say they, so it's like I don't think it's actual
Yeah,
like the Jewish community, like the I don't know, like Hasidic Jews. I don't think it's them
you can't
saying it.
attach yourself. You can't attach yourself to someone who's being hated on right now. I get it. Like, you might have the same views as this other person, but if you see that person getting backlash, then you can't really talk about it. Like, it's different. It's different between me and you because I'm your friend. I don't know if they're friends or if they're close friends, right? So if you say
Mhm.
something, I'm going to back you up. But I'm gonna, outside the room, like, hey, that was, I don't know, nigga, it's kind of
You
wild
talking
what
about
you're saying.
Dave Chappelle and Kyrie Irving?
No, it's about Kanye and Kyrie
Oh, right.
because Kyrie had made his statements, and then a week later, Kyrie came out because like difference. The difference is, and I told you this, is that how you speak. Like Dave, he said the exact same thing that Kanye was saying, but he
Yeah.
was able to do it in a manner to where it was understandable, to where like it wasn't offensive. It was just
Well, Dave
pointing out,
Chappelle's more articulate.
right? It was just pointing out the obvious, but it wasn't like a like a blatant statement, like yada yada yada, just like getting on a certain race or culture.
Right. Um.
And not to mention, like, really, I think everyone should just leave Dave alone because he's managed to he's been in fights with every coalition there is out there. But when you hear it, it's like it could be true, yet he's not being super offensive. Like, we grew up, like, we had talked last week about being able to stand on your own too when it comes to bagging. Yeah, everyone gets joked against, but it's like certain people, and when I say people, I mean certain people individually, they can't take a joke, right?
True.
So if you have a coalition of people who can't take a joke, then of course it's going to seem offensive. But if the whole world is able to take a joke, this wouldn't be a big subject. You know, it's like it's kind of like, all right, it's kind of like having a race card, right?
Okay. All right.
So everything's all fun and games until you're offended. Now you want to pull out the race card. It doesn't matter if you were talking shit about someone else and you found it funny, but when it's against you, it's like, oh, nah, now I'm gonna draw the line.
And now you draw the line.
Right. It's not
Yeah,
gonna work
cross
like
the
that.
line.
Right. It's not gonna work like that. So I think people
I'm
need
gonna
to
say
just
this,
chill the
man.
fuck out.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to say this, man. And this has no bash on any people. As the way Kanye said it, I don't agree with. With what Kyrie did, I don't see any fault in that. Um, how Dave Chappelle is addressing it, I commend him for that. Now, the people that they are addressing, or excuse me, that were addressed in these situations is is y'all gotta have some kind of like, I mean, y'all gotta have a little bit of tougher skin now, because like, I mean, I can understand. I'm not gonna put it in no, category. Oh, we had it worse than you guys and shit like that, because nah, it doesn't have to be in that. The whole thing is like, man, like just people are entitled, not entitled. People have their opinions, man. Just like you said, man, just learn to either take a joke or just don't listen.
But this is my
Like
okay. This is kind of my thing.
just pass it over, scroll through it. And you're like, damn.
Okay, so what Kanye said about the media and them owning all of the media, right? Right,
Yes.
and we'll bleep that out as well because we don't get canceled. But my point is, what did he say that was bad?
It's the way he said it. That's what they're saying. But even the way he said it, it was I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was anti-Semitic at all.
They'd be like, "Hey, yeah, nigga, Al owns TV." I'd be like, "Yeah, I own all this shit. So what? You want to show on? you need a program? You want to get on TV? Holla at me. Like
See,
I
that's the thing I'm saying about tougher skin, though, because like, come on, man. Like, I don't. I mean, not because I'm not saying because I'm a black man. What he said wasn't offensive. Like, I just even if I was green and I was watching it, from Mars, I'd just been like, okay.
now I'm wondering, and he didn't really elaborate on this by his statement. Now, could he have said the message that's being promoted?
Mm,
And then maybe there would be some understanding. So he just said like the media, right?
right.
They control it all. But he didn't really elaborate on how or why so they control it all.
I seen something that, and then I wanted to look it up. Uh, Charleston White said something very interesting back a long time ago. They were given a line of credit from the Queen of England.
Mhm.
And with that line of credit, they took it, they used it a lot over here because, just like we talked about earlier, a lot of the English values were adopted over here. And so that line of credit was made well over here. And with that line of credit, they got into, these certain businesses, they came together as a collective and
Right,
decided
right,
to
right.
work in these certain businesses. And so now the fruits of their labor
It's
is
paying off.
is paying off and is showing. But at the same time, it's there's just a
Oh,
lot of questions.
all right. I'm gonna get off this. We're gonna get off this topic, but Black Wall Street, and that's all I have to say. So speaking
Mm.
of favoritism or certain calls going a certain way, I had talked to you yesterday about
Oh man,
the
going
NFL
back.
and this roughing the passer bullshit that's going on.
You really trying to frustrate me, huh?
No, but I think it's in line with it. As far as like, I get it that certain players are Hall of Famers and they get the calls no matter what, right? But it's like the same rules don't apply for these younger quarterbacks. And yes, I hate to bring it up. I think it's a race thing. And I
Nigga,
and I hate
you don't
being
need to tread lightly. Man, I'm I'm gonna just keep it 100, bro. Because when I watched the Bills against my squad, the Chiefs, bro, they protect Josh Allen so much, man. I mean, I know he puts his body out there, for his, but like in the pocket and shit. Because I seen Patrick Mahomes get damn near his head, what I'm saying, tore off, man. Nothing, no flags, nothing. I see that. I watch that a lot, and I'm not. It may seem like I'm biased because it's my team, but I do see it for other quarterbacks too. Lamar Jackson,
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain calls don't good aren't called for everybody. And you might be right.
Reason being, yeah, Sunday the Bears lost, and but the final play, it was 4th and 18, and Justin Fields dropped back, and he was already wrapped up. Right, they blew the whistle, yet the
Mm,
defensive player still rolled him up and like kind of tossed him over his shoulder. It wasn't anything flagrant, right? But
mm.
it was still after the play,
It's still excessive, right?
right? No flag, anything. The game
Right.
on Monday, uh, the Commanders versus the Eagles, Henneke got sacked and kind of tossed the exact same way. He turned, looked at the ref, and threw his hand. I'm like, "You're not going to call that?" And flag came out. So, I mean, if you're protecting the quarterback, protect the quarterback. It doesn't matter if they're athletic enough, if they're strong enough to run. Hey, if they choose to do that, then let them get hit. But
Hey man,
you
Al,
can't have it for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying?
all you
Like,
all you're basically trying to say is all quarterbacks matter, right?
you know what? You're right. All quarterbacks matter. Quarterback lives matter.
All quarterbacks' lives matter. Yeah, man. You know what? The refs need to cut some of this bullshit out, man, because they're starting to manipulate too many games now.
Mhm. I
And
mean,
I understand not making calls at certain times for certain. I mean, whatever. But if it's a if it's a penalty call play, but
yeah,
if it's
definitely.
not, man, they need to be able to. There needs to be a replay system for the refs calls. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
and if it's a blatant mess up, because New York needs to be able to step in and be like, hey,
right,
it's
right,
like,
right.
you know what, like that Gabe Davis catch. Like, I mean, granted, the football guys made, the Bills lose, but they should have lost. They should have lost that game, and within time, because Gabe Davis never caught the ball. And
And
yet,
like, right, and even the week before when the Bears played Miami, and we're driving, and they threw that deep ball to Chase Claypool, the DB was there, and he tackled him before the ball even got there. So they didn't throw a flag, but then later on that week, like, yeah, the NFL messed up. Now,
yeah, that's some bullshit, cause
oh,
like
all right,
they need to fix that.
we should have at least tied the game, but don't get me wrong, though, because with all these losses, our draft stock goes up higher and higher. So that means we're gonna get somebody dope. So hey, keep doing what you
Who?
want to do. The
Who?
Bears.
I know, but who?
I don't know. I don't know yet. It won't be a quarterback.
No.
I know that much. I mean, I'm looking at like a D lineman or receiver first pick.
I'm nah. I guarantee y'all going for the best lineman in the draft. First pick. O lineman.
I wouldn't even do it though.
I would.
Well, I mean, if you have a hundred
You
plus
see how it
mil,
would been, man.
but
Okay.
if you have 100 plus mil in cap space, why not get a
True.
proven lineman? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Someone who knows how to actually, who's been in the league for a minute, who knows the ins and outs and how to get away with holds and stuff like that. So use that money for
True.
linemen and then draft
I
young
mean,
talent.
true. What you mean? The old line ain't talent, not no talent.
We have a couple, but I mean,
But what you guys, man, what people draft for when they draft these O linemen, because it's like they draft them expecting them to, because who gets paid the most on the O lineman? The the blind
tackles.
side tackles,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if whoever's on Justin Fields' blind side is who they're going to be looking to pay the most money to. And if they're best believe, if there is a offensive tackle sitting right there at that wherever y'all end up, and he's a blind and he can cover that blind side that Justin needs, I guarantee y'all pull that trigger.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would too, especially salary cap and that
Yeah,
tackle
that's
being rookie
that
contract. Yeah,
that part,
yeah,
that part right there.
that makes sense. That makes total sense.
because a proven old lineman is like, nigga, check this out, man. I've been doing this for like eight,
Here's my
9 years,
resume.
man.
Here's my
Right? Yeah,
my
yeah.
my
I need
resume.
22 million a year. It's like,
Yeah.
nigga, what?
Yeah.
Like what? Excuse me? Damn. All right.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to
But
jump off topic, but yeah, I mean, the NFL needs to either get it together or change the rules totally.
I think, man,
I mean, there shouldn't be an opinion based call. The rules
that's
are the
some of
rules.
that's some of sports just all together in a nutshell. For one,
Yeah.
all right.
But hey,
This is my thing on it. Okay. For all sports, the refs need to stop being able to manipulate the game so much. There needs to be somebody that can check the refs even more so than they do already. There needs to be someone that can stop these games or do something within the game when these refs make these bad calls to where it like actually makes a huge impact on the outcome of the game.
true.
Because this shit where you see it like, oh, the NFL drops a statement, 7 days later, a week later, like saying, oh, you messed up. Like, nigga, for now, man. Like, as a fan and as a football player, as an actual player, like that's unacceptable. Cause like,
It's like either
like,
that or get rid of instant replay altogether.
yeah, and just let them play.
Take it back to high school because we had bad calls against us, and it's like, well, we know what happened, but hey, they judged it that way.
Nigga,
Next
we had
snap.
to keep playing. Right?
Yep. So either or. And look, man, get a little nigga the ball back. Let the quarterback get hit, man, because they're really soft, I think. But I don't know if I can't speak for them, so I don't know if they want that protection. But it's like it's football, man. If you get knocked on your head, you get knocked on your head.
Yeah.
But I get it. I mean, quarterbacks are one of their highest investments. They draw all the ticket sales, so they want to make sure their quarterback is playing at all times. But it's like, dude, this has to come to an end. It's really going to ruin the game. That's why it's funny when I got home, I was watching Sports Center, and they were talking to Dwayne Johnson, and next year is the XFL. So I want to see what rules they implement and to see how that goes and see if the NFL steals from that concept.
I would like to say something on that real quickly, and we will touch on this in another episode. But you keep this in mind right now. And I'm saying I'm going to be the first. I don't know if I'm going to be the first one, but I feel I am the first one saying this on record. Pretty soon, all these leagues you see, the NFL, the NBA, the NBA, I don't know about the MLB. They seem to be they seem to have got it together, I guess, a little bit. NHL seems to have got it together, NASCAR. But the NBA and the NFL, soon enough, if someone can come up with a league to where it could pay those players enough money to where they can have a standard of living somewhat close
Right.
to what they make, they're gonna jump ship and go.
Or create farm systems the same way, hockey and baseball have.
Nah,
So,
everybody's tired of dealing with the NFL and the NBA now. All this political shit, like hey, your sports, your
but there's too much,
entertainment. You're supposed to be entertaining us with sports. We don't give a damn about your political views.
but those
Like
new,
nigga, we want to see you dunk a basketball. We want to see you
yeah,
score a
but the
touchdown.
problem is those new leagues, they're behind the eight ball to begin with. So these
Doesn't
other,
matter. Yeah.
so these other entities already have too much money. So what I'm saying is,
That's true, but someone is gonna back it, man. I'm
kind of like
telling you.
what I'm saying is kind of like the G League, right? So you have players that aren't ready for the big stage yet, so they're able to hone their craft. So why not have that for the NFL? You play during like
Man, Al, you're
you play
missing on
February.
I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is there is gonna be no NFL soon enough. if The Rock is successful, or Dwayne Johnson, excuse me, if he is successful with the launch of this XFL, the NFL in the next 10 years will be obsolete. I'm saying it now.
It won't happen.
Everybody, everybody's dealing. That's your opinion. I'm just saying mine.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to agree with me, but I'm going to say it.
And the reason why I
So
say
in the 10 years, the NFL will be obsolete
the only reason
because
why
the owners, what?
no, go ahead, finish because the owners what?
Yeah. Because all the shit that these owners are doing in the dark is gonna come to light.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit that they're doing in the dark is not gonna carry well with everybody that watch.
It's true.
I'm telling you.
True.
I'm telling you. People are gonna get tired of this shit. You're gonna see LeBron when he retires. LeBron is gonna be one of them. LeVar Ball already did, like, even though he's the Trump, the black Trump, you gotta just, I mean, the man is like, the man paved the way for it. He got his son his own shoe. It wasn't successful, but it was his own shoe because he didn't run it right. He started his own basketball league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just did the blueprint for, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of other people that I'm telling you, I'm seeing it because every day I keep seeing this now, is how all these players are fed up with the owners of just the NFL and the NBA, really. They're fed up with the owners. They're fed up with, how the owners are moving. They're fed up with how this Robert Kraft, all these dudes, man. Jerry Jones, like what's the dude from the Nets? Joe Tsai.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people gonna stop fucking with these dudes, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And they gonna jump ship and go to another league. And guess what?
Who's in the jump ship? The owners?
All the star players, the players. Guess what?
Well, the reason why,
or just not even guess what. Just think about this real quick.
Just real fast.
Go ahead.
The only reason why I say it probably won't last is because the NFL. So take it back to like mobster days, right? If you control the whole area, the whole city, a new person or a new family comes into town, right? What's the first thing you do? You go to them and shake them up for their pockets, like, hey, this is our city. If you want a piece, that's fine, but just know that we control this. So what's going to happen with, let's say, if the XFL is successful, and more so than the NFL, they have too much money. They're going to shut that shit down.
Nah, see, you're missing the point, Al. What I'm trying to say is, okay, that could happen, whatever, but the reason why the owners are the owners of this league is, yeah, they had other business avenues to get them in a place to where they own the team.
True.
But the team is their cash cow. That's their money. That's where their money is coming from. And if these players do not play for them, if they all choose to not play for them, then the owners don't have a ground. They don't have legs. They don't have legs to stand on. If these players say if they all go to the XFL, if all the star players went to the XFL and played in the XFL, we would not watch the NFL anymore.
Problem is the XFL doesn't have that capital yet, so they can't sign.
No, I'm not saying yet.
Right.
That's why I said 10 years down the line, if they're successful, if this launch is successful, in 10 years, you will see people start jumping ship. You'll see one person do it. It'll be like, like little dude from college, Travis Hunter, chose Deion's school.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that.
All it takes is one dude. All it takes is one dude to do it. And then we gonna just start seeing a domino effect. All of them gonna start be like, you know what? I don't even want to have to deal with the NFL and their owners.
I get it, but like Travis Hunter is a unicorn, meaning that he's so talented, he's gonna go to the league anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what school he going to, but
Right. So,
he's also showing that if you're talented, you don't have to go to Alabama. You don't have to go to Ohio State, nigga, to go to the league.
well, let's see next year what Deion's draft class is like, and then we can
True.
talk about
True.
it because he was the first one to do it. But what I'm saying is, how many people are willing to take that risk in order to be like, yeah, you know what, I want to go to I want to go to a HBCU, but am I get looked at the same? Will I get those looks? You
And
know,
that's
it's
why,
it's
and see, and this is why I see, I see where you're coming from. I do. But where I'm coming from right now, if it happened, I'm not even gonna say like I told you so, but I'm just say I see it happening, man. I watch this shit. I watch how these players are reacting to these owners and stuff like that. And I don't know what you're watching and how you watch it, but the way I'm watching it is I'm seeing emotions. I'm seeing a bunch of like just fed up, fed up, fed up. So
yeah, you
if you
know,
can,
we don't
whatever,
have we don't have that money, but you're working
Al,
for
man, Al, I'm gonna
you're
tell
working for
you
the same
something,
you're working for the same evil because you never know these
Al.
owners. Listen to what I'm saying. You never know.
I've been listening
You
to
never,
you, and
but
you're
you never.
not hearing me,
No, I
man.
understand what you're saying. So
But you're
you
not hearing.
you talk about these owners, right? In the NFL, you got the same owners of a different skin tone in the XFL. So if you go over there, what makes you think they might treat you better than the owners that you have now? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Because they're up and coming right now. When you first work at a job, what do you, I mean, most people do that want the job. If you get a job that you really want, what is the first thing you do? You work your ass off.
mhm.
You work your ass off at that job.
But after
And for
five
them to
years,
be a, well, then after 5 years, then if they start doing the same shit, then okay, then they can just stay. They'll be in the XFL doing it. But the only reason the NFL is being obsolete is because of, for one, I mean, it's become obsolete is because one, they don't. It's a being an owner is like being a part of this weird ass group. What is it? Like a weird
it's like
what?
it's almost like a fraternity.
Yeah, like a weird fraternity. They don't let black people in. They don't let any other. You know what I'm saying? They're letting the other race right now. And I'm telling you, at this very time right now, Dwayne Johnson. This is why the Rock is a business. They're like a truly a great businessman. Is because he's coming in right now and he's saying, I bet he's seeing all the shit that these players are dealing with the owners.
Well, if he's successful in his new venture, he'll probably run for president in the next 8 years.
Oh, he's gonna run for president. I wholeheartedly believe he's gonna run for president. I do. 2028, we might see The Rock, Dwayne Johnson running for president.
That's another thing
Watch.
too. See, I was talking about that too earlier, before we even started this podcast. It's like it's weird now that the world has got kind of fed up, especially the United States. We've gotten fed up with politicians so much to where now we just take anybody who wants to run, and they have no experience
Nigga,
in
and
politics
what's
whatsoever.
so with you saying that, how do you not think that the NFL might not be obsolete in 10 years with the way things are going?
The grass isn't always greener. That's what I'm saying. So you can
It
have
doesn't
all.
matter about the
Listen,
grass is
listen,
greener.
listen to what I'm saying.
It's
All right,
just trying to get in some new grass.
right, but all right, put yourself in that position, right? So you don't like the way things are going in the NFL. So you're like, you know what? I make some money. I can be the face of this new league.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go to the XFL. And you get to the XFL, be like, oh, it's the same bullshit I was dealing with, but yet I'm getting paid less money because they don't have all that money. I was making more money dealing with the same bullshit in the NFL. So why did I move? Just to be the face of the league?
Nigga, I, I love you, my brother,
I understand
but
what you're saying, but you
nah,
have to.
but
I had to.
your business game is you got to know. We got to know business on this. Nobody's gonna, nobody's gonna start a business and have it run like another business that was fucking up. They're gonna look at that business and take that model, and they're gonna do better. Period. Like
Okay,
if you did that, there's no reason for you to try to start the business if you're gonna run it the same as the other business, especially off the jump.
and that's
The
like a nigga,
XFL is not gonna do that.
but that's like someone who never had money. Be like, yeah, once I get money, I'll never be like that. And then 10 years go by, and you're exactly what you despise.
And that's you looking at that person with their cup half full. When I'm looking at that person with their, I mean, excuse me, half empty. When I'm looking at that person with their cup half full.
How
So,
so?
because I believe that a business that is mirroring or modeling another business from their start would not do the same thing as the other business and make the same mistakes off the jump.
Why do you think all these successful businesses are successful? Because they're running off the same model.
And eventually, but they don't do the same thing. See, and that's why, man.
Hey man,
Al,
you can do a bread tie.
uh,
Hey,
I could,
hey. Guess what? When you open up your
I don't give a damn what nobody says. I am a businessman.
when you
So
open up
when I'm talking this, I understand what.
when you open up your bread, you can either use the bread tie to seal it up, or you can twist it around and fold it back over the bread, right?
And you twisting it around and folding it back over the bread. That's
But it's
what you're
still
doing.
but it's still sealed.
It still works. But man,
All right, yeah, all right. Hey,
I just can't. I'm just we just on. There's two sides of this one. You on that one, and I'm on this one. Because
all I'm
like I
saying
don't
is,
think I believe that a business like it like
you
that's
can't
just
fault.
with us. You know what I'm saying? If I started my company and called it Yeezys as well, I'm not gonna do the same thing as Kanye does. Like, nigga, yeah, I got the same name as him, but I'm not gonna run my company like him. I'm not gonna say shit. I'm not gonna say certain shit. I'm gonna do shit differently. I'm gonna use his model, but I'm gonna make his model into my own, is what I'm saying. And that's what if you're gonna be the NFL, XFL, you need to do because the NFL is dropping the ball right now.
Yeah, man, we go on, on and on. So let's
Yeah,
finish this up. So your statement was you were saying
the
that,
XFL might take over the NFL in 10 years.
but you were saying that business plan or like business model, like if the you would do things differently and you brought the
Right.
Yeezys.
Yeah. If I got to sell the Yeezys, then yeah, I would use Kanye's business model, or I'm not even Kanye's business model. Sorry, I wouldn't even use his. I would see whatever he did, and I would make whatever he did wrong. I would try to correct that in what I did. Basically, you don't run your shit the same because you gonna you ain't gonna get nowhere.
But
So
you run it the same. You just tweak it basically.
in a good way, like
And but see,
say
that's
if
that's the thing I'm saying though, because you're talking about like you start the XFL and you can run it differently. But look at my example with Kanye. It was remember how humble he was, and then once he started getting money and started making billions, he started acting like the same other people who had billions. So you really can't say that won't happen with the XFL. I'm
Oh,
sure they have good intentions.
I'm not saying that wouldn't happen. I'm saying that the initial jump of it, where the NFL keeps acting the way they're acting, or like if it keeps going like it's going, they will like the initial jump. And then in
Okay.
10 years or 20 years, if it's down the line and the XFL starts doing that crazy shit, whatever the fuck, Yeah, they ain't gonna have to make the jump to anywhere else because that's gonna be the only league right now, and they're just gonna have to deal with the bullshit again until another league comes and does that.
And
But
being a businessman that deals with good faith. But if you're a businessman, you really can't have good faith because you have, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a businessman, so you know the ins and outs of the business. So you can't go in there thinking like they're looking out for my best interest. That's all I'm saying.
no, that's understandable. But we are talking about Dwayne Johnson, the Rock Johnson, man. The man is a business, he's a business savant. So I don't think the XFL is gonna be ran like the NFL.
I hope not, and I can't wait to see their product.
Yeah, I'm just just me and personally, like because of all the politics and the way the NFL has been going for over the past years. I love my team very much, but having the referees and the owners are ruining football for me because I have to hear about all this shit. I have to these calls that they make. Like it's not even about football anymore. I remember back in the days, when I used to watch football when we was younger, nigga, you didn't hear shit from the owners.
But that, I mean,
Now
that
think of it in your own sense, man.
no, I am that sense of football ended in '93. So once Jerry Jones came onto the map, that's when all that changed. I mean, as far as like ownership.
True, true.
So
Yeah, being in the limelight and shit.
right. But hey man, I know we've been talking for a minute, talking for long. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this conversation. I'm sure we're gonna jump back on it next week. We're gonna keep it going. Make sure you check out our Instagram. Make sure you check out our Twitter. Hey man, comment, like, and subscribe. I know you niggas want to, and we want you to.
Yeah, we for sure we do.
Any parting words?
Y'all stay safe out there, man. Try to enjoy football. So
Yeah, just try to enjoy life.
yeah, just try to enjoy life. Yeah. All right, Al, go ahead, take us to the bridge.
All right, like Saran, let me wrap this shit up. And thank you guys once again for listening to Talking About Hours. We are your hosts, TJ Bay and Alan Poe. If you like it, you like it. If you love it, you love it. We love y'all. Peace.
We out.